sehr, sehr, today I'm here with
Khoa Tran.
Khoa. So you went to the German Open, the biggest regional in Europe apparently, which is in Frankfurt. How did you perform and what did you play?
So I went 9-1 in Swiss rules, ended up as 4th place. So my last round I played against Joshua Schmidt and luckily beat him thanks to the die roll. And what I played was Brave Spright actually.
Crazy performance. Congrats again, top 4 in the German Open.
Yeah.
Let's see the deck profile then.
Yeah, sure. So the first part is actually just the usual one. So we have here the 3 blues, then the 3 jets, all very standard, 1 red, 1 carrot, and of course the 1 pixies. Next we have the nimble engine, that's the 3 nimble beavers we have here, then the 2 nimble anglers. Why 2? It's just so that you can summon the first angler of the nimble beaver normal summon, then link them away for sprint, and then combo from there. And next, of course, we have the swap rocks. I opted to play 3 of them because I'm also playing the Brave variant. And they are good extenders if you can just pitch the angler and then special summon them. So next, let's come to the Brave part. It's just the usual ratio. I played 3 Water Enchantress, so you can pitch them off the swap rock or just banish them to search for the rides. Of course, then the 1 Griffin Rider. And the other monsters I played were hand traps, so 3 Ash. That's mainly to stop Flounder, Sprites, and also randomly Hafnis from the hand against Ishizu tier. Yeah, and also actually it saved me once in Rune 7 where my opponent sent his Kaleido Heart and wanted to revive it. And my 1 Ash saved me the game because he had nothing else. And with that I could stop him and OTK him. As for the next monsters, of course we have the pistols. I played 3 Magnamuts, 1 Treesworm and 1 Saramir. 5 pistols. That's because of Ishizu tier elements, of course. Initially I played Shifted in the main deck, but after playtesting with my friends I found out that Shifter is mostly dead if I go first. And they usually have a Hafnis in hand or some kind of other play. So if I have a pistol, I can just stop them during my turn as well. And they just 3 bodies. So next, let's come to the spells. I played 1 Foolish Burial for the Brave engine, and also I can just send the Nimble Angler and go from there to play my Spright engine. Then of course the 2 rides. So of course next we have the bricks. It's the Fateful Adventure and 1 Draco bag. Yeah, there's nothing much to say about it. It's just necessary for the Brave engine and it's very good, especially against Floodgates or the Baguska. Then we have the Spright cards, the 3 starters, the 1 smashers. That's just the standard ratio. I don't need more, 1 smashers is enough so that I can search for it. And lastly we have the 2 pots of prosperity. So you might ask why I only played 2. It's because I have 44 cards now in my deck and I needed to cut some cards, so I decided to cut 1 prosperity because I don't want to draw multiples of them, and I didn't find any better slots to cut.
Understandable.
Yeah, so last we have the traps. There are many. It's the imperms as hand traps. I played 3 of them. I think they're great currently because many people now play talents, and it doesn't play into talents, and it can stop Kikalos from adding and also from using its effect to mill 8, for example, if you have a Merly. Yeah, and the last card is my Spright Double Cross. not many people play it in the main deck because they think it's a brick or they don't need it. I think it's very strong. If you go first and can set it up with a Toad, you have 3 Omni Negates, plus the Griffin Rider you have 4 Omni Negates, and it is so versatile you can also just take over his monsters or attach it. So I think this is overall one of the best cards to have in the deck. So I don't think I can cut it from the main deck.
Nice.
Yeah,
obviously you performed pretty well with double cross.
Yeah.
But the question is, how did you perform it? Like, how did it go during the rounds? What were like the best moments with double cross where you can say why you want to keep it in the main deck?
Yeah, so the most usual situation would just be that I have a third Toad negate, or I just can play without any fear of getting called by, because whenever I use my Toad negate and my opponent doesn't have any monster on field, I run into the risk that he just gives me a called by and then I lose everything. And the double cross just ensures that I don't lose to the called by. Yeah, so that was the main deck. So how about we go to the extra deck next? So the extra deck isn't anything special. We have the Spright Sprint here. Then of course we have the 2 Spright Elves. You don't need more than 2. Sometimes you think you could need 3, but most of my duels just went like one turn and a second turn for my opponent where he can't do anything or he wins. So I don't think I need more than 2 elves. Next we have the utility links. It's dark. I actually never summoned it today because my opponents always have a pistol, so there's no point in summoning it. Yeah, but it's just nice to have it, so you can summon a dark monster back like Magnemut for example, trigger its effect, and then go into sprint from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and next I have actually one card that won me a game. That's Nightmare Cerberus. Its main purpose is to remove Baguska whenever I shift my opponent. So it happened in a game 3 where my opponent got shifted post side, and then he just summoned his Baguska, of course not in the extra monster zone. So I just activated the Cerberus, removed his Baguska, and then OTK'd him with the other cards, which I will show later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so remember to always summon your Baguska in the extra monster zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and lastly we have the one Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. She never came up today, but yeah, it's just so I can surprise my opponents if he lets me summon multiple monsters. Then I can, for example, if I play against Ishizu, I can just link away a Spright Elf, for example, negate his whole board and go from there. Well, that's the theory, but I never got to summon her today.
Oh well.
Yeah. So next we have the main cards for the Spright. Exist, those are the gigantic Sprites. There's nothing much to say about them. 2 are fine, you don't need more. And of course it's totally awesome. That's your best boss monster here in the deck. Yeah, it's just an Omni Negate, very good, and yeah, you need 1 of them. Next you have the Zeus package. I played 1 Downerd and 1 Zeus, of course. It never came up because I played against 7 Ishizu, and you never need the Zeus against Ishizu because it doesn't accomplish anything if you remove the monsters with Zeus. So yeah, it was just there if I have any other matchups, but it never happened.
Yeah.
And next we have the Chin Buzzer. Just whenever you have two dark Spright monsters left, so you can go into Chin Buzzer for 1 additional monster negate. There's nothing much to say about it. Then you have the utilities, the Onibimaru. Yeah, it's to remove any monsters and to kill my opponent, for example. Then I have the Mannequin Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually you would play Mannequin Cat with any targets, a summon of it, but I didn't have any extra deck slots. So I just play the mannequin cat. So sometimes I can summon a body from my opponent for the next play, which I will show you. Or you can just summon a sprite or something other from your deck if you need it. So I just had it, but never summoned it today, so I don't think I actually needed it. And next is the MVP, my best Xyz monster, I think. It's the Mosquito, which came out in the set Battles of Legend Crystal Beast. So I actually won many games with it, which I shouldn't have won. It just enables me to randomly OTK my opponent when he has a full board and I have like no chance to break it at all. For example, yeah, I played against 7 Ishizu tier matchups today, and most of the time he starts, he will put up a very big board, and yeah, there's no chance for me to remove it, and the only chance to win is to summon the Mosquito and burn him for a lot of damage. And in combination with Pixies, I can just OTK him if I have like 2 burns. Like if he has a Root Calls, for example, I can burn him 2 times for 3 KA. And I can send my Pixies to boost my Gigant, for example, deal another 3.2k, and that's usually game. So this card is the MVP today. Yeah, so lastly, let's go to the side deck. Of course, I played the one Resonator for the time rulings. So next, it's the MVP of my side deck. It's the 3 shifters. It's mainly to play against Ishizu tiers, of course. So whenever you go second, then you can resolve it. You just win the game if you can then OTK him with the Spright Gamma Burst, if I play 1 off in the side deck as well. So if I play against Ishizu tier, I just side these 4 index, for example, and then if I can drop it, I usually win. Because yeah, Gamma Burst is a good card, it helps me to OTK, and usually I drop the shifter in the standby phase, of course, because right now many people are playing the talents, and yeah, shift is just a good card right now. Yeah, then next we have the back row removals. If I run into any floodgate decks, I have 2 lightning storms, a feather duster, and 2 cosmics. Then lastly, we have 5 more cards. We have 2 dark rulers. It's mainly for the Spright matchup and also the Flounder matchup or any other rogue matchups, which puts up a lot of good monster effects. Lastly are my 3 going first cards. I always side them in when I go first against most matchups. First is called By, of course. Then lastly we have the best floodgate for me right now, the 2 anti-spells. Yeah, it won me the round 10 against Joshua Schmidt. Because yeah, I won the die roll in the first game, then he won the second game very quickly. And in the third game I just had my full combo with Brave Spright, and then I had an anti-spell as well. Yeah, and he apparently had Dark Rule and another good spell, but he couldn't do anything because yeah, anti-spell is a good floodgate, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's it. That was my deck.
Thank you so much for the deck profile.
Yeah, thank you.
Are there other changes you would do with the deck build right now, or is it fine as it is?
Yeah, I actually like it a lot. I think I might change out some side deck cards, maybe the red resonator, but yeah, you never know if you need it or not. Also, I think the Underworld Goddess isn't needed right now. Yeah, it never came up, so I might actually put in something else. But for now, I don't know exactly what to replace it for.
Okay, cool. Khoa, do you want to do any shoutouts?
Yeah, I want to shout out my team. My upcoming team, its name is Team Oni, of course. Then, yeah, we're starting right now, and yeah, I think we took the first top right now, and hopefully we'll do more in the future. And then I will shout out my wife, of course, because he always supports me. And next, I have my friends who came with me for the event. those are Akil and Julian, which also play tested with me a lot, so I know how to play against the Shizu tier. Yeah, and then last year, of course, the locals. That would be TCG Liga Winter Tour. That's the local which I just play a lot in right now. And special mentions to Talwil, of course. That's the second local which I go to the most. And a special mention to Yu-Gi-Oh! Liga Bern, of course, because they helped me out a lot in the start. And yeah, I think that was all. I hope I didn't forget anything.
Thanks. And yeah, cool. Thank you for the back profile. Thank you so much for today. Congrats once again. Also to all my viewers, subscribe and like this video to support me and my upcoming team Oni. And yeah, Khoa, have a nice evening and see you next time.
Thanks, you too. Bye bye.